What is the benefit AI has given to the organization that I would like to highlight on? So railways has a very big operational problem. What is the effect of congestion? What's the impact of congestion? So from that perspective, how we could use AI for congestion management?
Hi, this is Krishna Bhandaru from Cryo.do. Welcome to another episode of In and Around Tech. We are here to understand how technology is transforming the industry and transforming our careers. Today we have with us Mukund Shastri, who has 29 years of experience in multiple industries across data, analytics, and AI. Hi Mukund, welcome to Cryo.do.
Hi Krishna, nice meeting you.
Mukund, if you could tell us briefly about the various sectors that you worked in over the last 30 years, that will be really great.
Yeah, surely. So actually, I myself focus as a data analytics expert or SME, I would say, data analytics and AI. And this being a technology horizontal, it overlapped with multiple verticals. And the verticals have been manufacturing, telecom, retail, banking, and some government also, where I could get chance to actually talk about their solutioning, etc. So my span is across multiple industries for data analytics, AI, Gen AI, and also big data.
Okay.
Right? It covered up. I started with analytics and AI, analytics originally, data warehouse and analytics, where we were doing the data intelligence for the customers, and where the end user is a business user to take a decision. Right? So that's the decision intelligence. Gradually the scope increased, and it increased from data and analytics to big data, because that's what the base for AI, right? So AI needed larger data to make its decision or prediction. So big data helped out for variety and volume of data, and that is where my focus in terms of last 10 years before was on how do I get the big data for the benefit of organization. Once big data came in, gradually AI also started pitching in the market, because now there was, as an industry, larger set of data was available, and on that data, AI could now pick up the understanding, training of the models with the help of big data. That is where I also learned AI. So I am more of a self-trained guy. Train yourself, implement that training, whatever you implemented, and bring value to business.
Right.
So I got trained on AI, and that training I done postgraduate diploma in AI ML from MIT University sometime before, and that is something Comviva as a company has given me a chance to actually create their AI center of excellence from scratch. They hired me from Ericsson. So that's where my AI journey started. So it is data analytics AI, and now generative AI has come in, which is part of AI from the conversational AI perspective. And generative AI is, we are now in a process of finding out different use cases. How do I implement it across product, across processes, improving the productivity of people. So that is where generative AI is now helping me out. So my journey has been data, analytics, AI, and generative AI. That's what so far.
Excellent. I think that sums up your career so far. Maybe
Yes.
at this point of time, can you tell us some of the exciting use cases that you're working on, whether it is in data analytics, AI, or Gen AI?
Yeah.
But maybe if you can take a couple of sectors and explain to us the use cases that you're working on.
Yes, a couple of cases which I have worked. I have worked around 120 plus use cases for telco sector recently on AI, and those use cases are more focused on marketing.
Okay.
They are on sales and distribution. They are also on recharge management. They are also on billing. Currently, I'm doing on order management area also. So these use cases across all these 120, what is the benefit AI has given to the organization that I would like to highlight on?
Sure.
Let's take an example for marketing. In marketing, the core problem the marketer has is, how do I retain my customers, right? And generally in telco, if you see about, it's around 6 to 7% churnability of the customer that happens every year. And how do I reduce that churnability, right? That's the retention management. For retention management, traditionally it was rule-based marketing that people used to do. Send an offer based upon set of customers, their value, their likelihood of leaving the
Service provider.
services, right? Basis some of the triggers, right? For example, they are not calling for quite some time. They are not using the services for some time. They made complaint to the call center. With all these triggers, they used to do it. Now with AI, what has happened is we have taken the data across different touch points of telco. It's just CRM system. It's a complaint management system. It's a billing system. It's the offer not taken by the customer, right? Their audio sentiments also. Customer calling a call center and talking in a maybe not in a very good voice, right? So those kind of information collections are used for AI model creation, and that AI model gives the churn score of the customer-wide churn score. Use it for the offer management engine or campaign management engine for rolling it out to the end customer with the right offer for the candidate who is going to churn, right? For the customer who is going to churn. With that, it's the right offer releasing to the right customer at the right time with the help of AI has given an advantage of reducing the retention rate or increasing the retention rate, reducing the churnability by 25%.
So it's come down from what, 6% to
From
about
6% to around, I think, 4% in that range.
Okay.
So that is quite a big achievement because in telcos, retention has been a major problem. So that is one example. Take another example, product recommendation for a customer, right? So what happens is in Amazon or let's say Netflix, it suggests you what's the next best of product that you should buy, right? I buy a laptop, then it suggests you you can buy a laptop bag, right? So that kind of correlation modeling exists there. On the same line, in telco scenario, in marketing scenario, if I have to roll out an offer to a customer, first of all, I should know if I give that offer to the customer, they will accept it. Okay. What's the probability of accepting the offer? You want higher probability. Why to release an offer to a customer with some discounts and create a load onto the telco organization by giving discounting revenue, right? It makes sense to release the right offer which the customer will accept. So finding a right audience, and to that right audience, finding a right offer is a job that's something AI can do, and which is nothing but a product recommender engine stack that we develop right from scratch using multiple algorithms. A few of them are proven, like Light FM, etc. With those algorithms, it has proven that the offer uptake has gone up by 10%. Basically for the telco customer, we tried it at some customer in Airtel, Sri Lanka. We tried it at a customer in Kuwait, at Indonesia, and we are trying now pitching in for some customers in US also for this.
These are good use cases of sales and marketing, uplift in revenue or customer retention so that there is no shrinkage in revenue.
Yes.
Can you talk about some operations use cases that you've come across where you've used big data AI to solve large operational problems?
Yeah. So large operational problem in the sense
large operations, whether it is manufacturing operations, transportation operations.
Yes. Yeah. Let me take an example. For railways, we have suggested something on the congestion management side, right? So railways has a very big operational problem. There are different yards at multiple cities on the way. For example, we took an example of Bhusawal yard in railway in Maharashtra. It's very congested yard, right? Because trains from south, from north, from west and east, they come to the Bhusawal junction, and it has multiple types of trains. You have good trains, you have the trains which are passenger trains. What is the effect of congestion? What's the impact of congestion on the people? It's on the people. That means it's on the industry. It's on the end user or people who are actually using the services. On the industry, the impact is they don't get goods, which may be perishable goods, from the long distance in India at the right time before the goods could be consumed. Let's take an example, bananas getting transported from some part of India to west part of India. So they are perishable goods and you need the railway to deliver it within time, right? So from that perspective, congestion has a very wrong impact or bad impact on the overall industry, their revenue, their profitability, everything is getting impacted. So from that perspective, how we could use AI for congestion management, where we have used a computer vision in order to detect the railways, different locations and in the yards, how they are actually there. At the same time, it needs the data of arrival and departure of the trains.
So this is
and how
actually
much time.
operational right now? This
Uh,
AI model is operational?
This is operational.
Okay.
That is in the Bhusawal yard,
Okay.
basically.
So you
That is
work with
something.
Indian Railways to implement
Yes.
this at the AI model?
Yes.
Okay. And are the railways taking it up in a larger implementation?
There was a big setup and a seminar with the CRIS across India that was set up to give this particular illustration how this can be implemented at different yards. So this was a kind of proof of concept.
Excellent. So analytics, AI, not only for increasing revenues of corporates, but also for solving very problems that impact every citizen.
Yes,
right.
That's an operational efficiency improvement, basically, from the operational side.
In your role, you must be serving a lot of global clients.
Yeah.
Right. In the last 2 years, with AI, Gen AI making a splash all over the news, what are the kind of new projects that are coming to India?
Yeah.
Where Indian professionals who are in data analytics, AI, they are getting involved in. Can you throw some light?
See, traditionally, India being a offshore dominant IT services provider center of the world, we were getting projects which were more on the analytics data. If I just talk about this domain, analytics data, data warehousing, BI, those projects we were getting. Later on, the companies in India started forming the AI Center of Excellence, AI departments, right, in order to do machine learning, deep learning, those areas, and the projects started coming on that part. The recent development on LLM and generative AI has actually increased the scope of AI development for India's multi-sector. It's not just IT services. It's for the product companies. It's for the manufacturing. It's for the IT services, of course. It's for the other enterprises, right? Businesses like telcos or bankers, etc. And where they want to deploy AI, now AI in the product company, they want to improve the efficiency of the product,
correct,
usability of the product, user experience of the product. There is what AI is coming in. That, for example, take somebody is doing a report in ClickSense, for example. The report is just a static report that comes in, but now they are expecting that if I give a prompt or ask to the reporting tool, it will give me a chart by itself.
Okay.
Right? So that is something from the point of view of product, a part of it. The second part is on the services part. How do I improve the productivity of my employees? Can some of the tasks could be repetitive? The task could be done by AI. For example, writing an email. I have a series of emails in pipeline, or in one email, I have multiple emails down below. How do I use that content and create an email to be returned to someone?
Mukund, can you talk more about how AI is improving the productivity of your own data analytics team while doing their data analytics or ETL kind of work?
Sure. So first, the second part is software engineering, which you are referring to. For improving the software engineering processes, that is coding processes. There are 2 to 3 ways AI is helping out for the data analytics team also. First of all, do I need to create a code by myself? Let's take an AI data scientist sitting there. He can use the codes which can be created by the Copilot, which can be created by the Chat GPT, right? What you need to invest your time is this code solving my problem? So it's becoming more of an applied AI now, right? Rather than the codable AI, right? So the shift has gone for my teams also from getting the automated AI with the help of the AI tool. And that's why my company also we have created rather, a tool which is Auto AI. Auto AI is now helping us out to create a code by itself, right? So that's a MEIX kind of platform that we developed. So similar such platform also exists in the cloud, in Microsoft Cloud, in Azure Cloud, in AWS Cloud, GCP. So there is what improving the efficiency of a data scientist, code development, document reading, document summarization, document creation is something. These are the areas where I see the AI is helping out, the LLM based AI.
And for our audience, it will really help. There's a lot of work that's happening, and there's a lot of work that is being delivered from India
Yeah.
to corporates all over. Obviously, as you said, even Indian companies, product companies, banking, banks, insurance companies, they're also using a lot of data analytics.
Yeah.
But GCCs, IT services companies, analytics services companies
Yeah.
employ a lot of our people. Now, you must be having a skill matrix inside the company.
Yeah.
Or very broadly, what are the different sets of teams that exist in order to do this data analytics end to end?
Yeah.
Right?
So, if you talk about the skill set requirement for AI, Gen AI, and traditional data analytics, the new age students, I would say, or developers, or who want to go on to this particular area, need to know data and related tools. Data and related tools are, say, big data, the SQL based tools like Oracle, Teradata, or similar available in the cloud. As we go along, we see that cloud is becoming more dominant in the AI space because majority of AI problems, which are costly problems like LLM problems, could be solved easily on cloud at low cost.
Okay.
Right. So we need the new generation skills that we need is the cloud-based databases, cloud-based big data platforms, the knowledge on that. The second, we need the ETL-based tools. For example, earlier days there was Data Stage, Oracle Warehouse Builder, right? Amazon AWS also has the similar tools in the space of ETL. Azure has a tool which is Microsoft Fabric, right, which can help out for ETL. So they need to know on these tools also. That is overall end-to-end data processing, and then you come on the data intelligence part, right? So you store the data and then get the intelligence from the data. There you need to have the knowledge on the new age reporting tools. Early age reporting tools like Business Objects from SAP, ClickSense, Tableau. Now you have different reporting tools, which is Power BI, which is on. You have Pentaho BI, right? AWS has QuickSight. So these reporting tool knowledge is also needed in order to create your end-to-end AI solution, right? The student needs to know about this. Then next part is AI. On AI part, basic is Python, right? R was more of an academic tool, but Python is more of an industrial enterprise grade tool. So they need to know on that. But is that enough on AI? No. AI is now advancing to a productized state, right? It's not the code that thousands of lines of code that you'll do. So for that, you need to know the tools which are available, like SageMaker in Amazon. In Microsoft, you have certain tools which are Microsoft AI Studio that help you out to quickly develop AI, right? So know the core Python. In addition to that, the pre-built tools and services which are available on AI space in the cloud part. Last but not least, now the generative AI part of it. Generative AI part, there are a lot of LLMs available. It's so confusing. If you go to Hugging Space, you'll find hundreds of different LLMs created there. Which LLM to use? So you need a robust LLM to solve the problem. Robust LLM, who can provide? OpenAI can provide me an LLM, but then you also need to know that it is not owned by anyone, right? So there are pitfalls in using that. So how do we do it? Then in that case, OpenAI tool used on Azure or OpenAI tool on AWS or on GCP, that would help you out to solve the problem. At the same time, get a backbone infrastructure to solve the problem. Because LLM takes lot of memory, lot of GPU based architecture, which a normal startup company or mid-sized company cannot afford. Right? So from that perspective, Azure or AWS or GCP or any other cloud platform which can provide this, their Gen AI LLM services are to be used. They also need to know now as we are going along the different services which are created to solve certain problem. For example, I said reporting generative AI, right? That is Amazon Q is there. So you need to know those tools and technologies also in order. So as we go along in the next 10 year down the line, or let's say 5 year, the AI utilization would go across the breadth and depth at different places. The CEO of Bosch that they wrote in a newspaper that we now plan to implement AI at refrigerator level, at the vacuum cleaner level, at also a car level. Of course, we know it.
Obviously, yeah.
So at different kind of the equipments and which people are using, it's going to be more prevalent. So that's where we need to have the skills of AI, which is going to become pervasive, right? AI will be everywhere now. So we need to have all these breadth of skills.
So you
available.
explained broadly 5 buckets of skills,
Yes.
right, across. But in these 5 skill sets, suppose if young, early working professionals want to break into the data analytics / AI, Gen AI industry,
Yeah.
what is the progression? What should they learn first? Or can they start from anywhere? What would be your advice to them?
So my advice would be two-tier. First is you need to focus on AI first, because you start from the backside,
Okay.
which is actually useful, where you can quickly prove that I can do something on AI part. And for that, gradually what is needed at the back end, right? Let's say where you want to store data, to data storage at the database. So what is required for solving that particular AI use case? Then you learn that technology.
Okay.
But start with AI, Python and relevant tools,
Okay.
and some LLM bit on the generative AI side.
Okay.
That's, I think, should be the starting point. And gradually add, as per the projects that you are getting, the other backend skills like data or ETL or others, basically.
So because the reason I'm asking is when we started off, right, almost 20 years ago, we started with learning the ETL tools first.
Exactly.
Right? And we learned a lot of SQL, then ETL tools, then we applied something like business objects to generate reports and all of that stuff.
Yes.
So what you're telling is maybe that all is passé.
Yes.
Those are not the skills required today. If some early working professionals want to, they should start from AI. And then what is required for the AI model to succeed, learn those skill sets.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean the same thing. That's because more of the data management part is getting automated. You are having tools which are easily available, and you can easily use those tools in the cloud technology, on the cloud. So it makes sense to learn the core part of it now, which is the front part of this entire process, and then go on the back end part as needed. Basically.
And there are a lot of people who've been in this industry, ETL or data analytics, more of reporting, not really analytics, but more ETL and reporting. A lot of professionals there. Right? Now, if they need to upskill and work on cutting edge work, the ones that you're talking about, what do they need to do? Because they're already working in companies. Right? What are the skills that they need to pick up?
That's right. So there are two ways here. One is in the same area, which is analytics area, which they are working. Am I progressing, or am I having an analytics which is new age analytics or reporting? So I would propose first thing is, can I make a advanced reporting tool knowledge in myself, which is embedded with AI. So first thing they should start with, let's say somebody is working on ClickSense. Can I learn the next version of ClickSense, which is more AI based, right? In order to make the user experience better on that particular line. Second part is, if they want to shift from the decision intelligence to decision sciences, which is wider subject, which is not only reporting, which is data, reporting, AI, and Gen AI, decision sciences part. So if you want to shift on that area, then I would propose to start learning on the AI part of it, right? The AI tools. And you now know, as a backbone, you know the data, how it is actually done, you know the business intelligence, how it is done. The next part is, how would I do the prediction, right? So that would add value to the skill of the reporting guys or analytics guys to learn the predictive skills and add value to their reporting or business intelligence area itself. That can I do a prediction for a customer? For example, today I am doing the reporting on revenue or usage month by month, etc. What happened? Now use AI to also show advanced reporting to them, saying what will happen. So that's where they can start using these new skills and upgrade themselves gradually, basically from the current analytics area.
Excellent. Now, I mean, we are an upskilling platform, so we have a lot of consumers coming from various backgrounds.
Right.
There are also some people who are software developers. They have been in software development for some time, and now they hear a lot about data science, AI, ML, etc. They think that this career might be more lucrative.
Mm-hmm.
They have development skills. They have developed front end, they've developed back ends, they know about APIs, etc.
Yeah.
Now they want to move into the data field.
Mm-hmm.
What would be, I mean, is it really appropriate for them to move? And if they need to move, what do they need to upskill themselves on?
Yeah, actually, if I just see the front end skill, that is UI skill people are having. In the UI also, if you look at the products right now, the products UI is also becoming conversational, right? It is not the standard static UI that comes in. So they need to have the knowledge on generative AI and LLM part. How do they enhance their UI experience to the customer?
Okay.
Right? So first step for them is to go on the LLM, understand how it works, and also understand how to integrate it with their existing UI.
Okay.
That is also a tough job to do the integration. I think for the people who are on UI, I think GenAI and LLM based skills would really help.
Okay.
Unless they get certain use cases on AI part,
Okay.
basically,
Okay.
which is prediction.
Got it. Got it. Now, we've talked a lot about the skill sets that are required for delivering the new age kind of work.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of talk about Gen AI. Is there really a lot of work that is being delivered, or is it still in the POC stage? Are we still doing pilots, or have they been enterprise-wide deployment?
It's a mix actually. If you see Gartner's Magic Quadrant and Gartner's Hyper Cycle, right? Hype Cycle rather. In Gartner's Hype Cycle, they are saying that GenAI is currently at the hype, peak of the hype, right? And gradually it will stabilize with the usability, with the economy it can offer to the people, to the enterprises, right? So it is at the hype level. But at the same time, when we are saying at the hype level, the process of using, or the stage of, not process, but stage of using generative AI as a POC has already passed. People have conducted POC, they found it is useful, right? People are now embedding it in the products, right? So it has already started. Products embedding is started, process embedding started. That's day-to-day life. We have started using it. So from my perspective, and then there are the small scale industries, or there are just startup industries which have now started focusing on. So they may be at the level of a POC. So that's why the answer to that question is it's a mix
of these things.
And we see the large giants, like if you go to large operators like AT&T or Cricket Wireless or Vodafones or Airtels of the world, they already have AI in place. They have GenAI also got implemented for their marketing interfaces with the customers. The WhatsApp-based communication which they are doing, it is more driven by GenAI, right? So it already has started from the tier 1, tier 2, and the tier 3 have now to pick up the use of generative AI and LLMs. Basically.
When we speak to some of these pure play analytics companies, pure play analytics services companies, right? They say that, hey, there is a lot of work that's happening, but they see a lot of shortage, saying that we need more of data engineers.
Yeah.
That is, we need the data pipelines to be built. We need the data to flow seamlessly to the AI models, etc., for large scale deployment.
Yeah.
Is that an issue? Is that a talent issue right now of data engineers?
See, if you just think about LLM, LLM is what? It is just a conversational AI. It can give an answer to a problem. But at the back end, it is really true that what is the back end for LLM is a data engineering, right? And if you do your data engineering right, your LLM will do the right thing, right? So the backside or backend side data model that we develop, not a statistical model, but a ER model that we develop on the data, that needs to be robust. At the same time, there is a large set of data that you need now to be processed for an LLM. Earlier days, LLM was not there, so you were just handling the data which is required for analytics or BI or AI part of it. Now, for an LLM, you need larger data sets to be processed. For example, let us say I am creating an LLM which can do something on my PDFs, right? A large user-defined document is there, or user document is there. Now, for a user document to be taught to an LLM, I need to first convert that into the textual form if it is PDF, then load it into a vector DB, and then post that the LLM will be useful. So there is a lot of processing involved here. The conversion of the data, loading it in vector DB, managing it there in the right form, and then apply the LLM on top of it. So there is a need of data engineers who need to know these new technologies, that is vector DB, how do I manage it? How do I convert the new age data sources like PDFs, the JSONs or some other kind of information, even the photographs also, into the right form of characters or numbers before it is being consumed by the LLMs. Basically.
Got it. So there is an acute shortage and a need and a shortage. Okay. Got it. So Mukund, we spoke a lot about GenAI, LLMs, etc. But I'm sure that there's a lot of data analytics work, the regular data analytics work that's still happening in the industry, delivering work to a lot of enterprise clients abroad, etc. Is that true? And what kind of work is there, and what kind of technologies and tools are used there, which is still bread and butter for a lot of our services companies in India?
Exactly. So even if AI and GenAI has come, the traditional AI is still, traditional analytics is still needed, because business still needs a decision reporting, right? For that, data has to come from multiple sources.
Right.
So you need to have data integration, data storage, right? That particular piece of work is still there, and it is going to get augmented or enhanced with AI.
Excellent.
But it's not going to die down.
Yeah.
So you would still need the knowledge and expertise and skills on data and ETL at the same time reporting. Now imagine the 10 years before or 15 years before, when data was there, it was only structured data.
Correct.
The data has now gone up. It has changed. It has got, it has scaled up, right? In zettabytes of data that we say that is available globally and even more. So for that data, you still need to have the data management skills, which of course needs to be augmented with big data, which is Hadoop based or Cloudera based or these tools based, where you should be able to do the data management using traditional relational databases, at the same time using the cluster based Hadoop based architecture, where you will be able to do the data management, because the data has now scaled up, right? So data has scaled up, so the skills required to process that data are also required, right? And they have also scaled up. So it is not that that skill is dying out, but it is required and getting enhanced, and the need of that skill is getting enhanced. That is the data and analytics part.
Great point. My wife works in data analytics, and she tells me that when she works with banks, insurance companies for data analytics projects, a lot of time is still spent in cleaning up data in order to ensure that it is available for data analytics.
Exactly. Correct? That's right.
I'm sure that still exists across clients, across companies.
See, data cleaning is a data quality management. Okay. Even if we go in new generation digitalization, AI driven, etc., you still need to have the quality data. And for that, the data quality management, master data management are still required, right? So from that perspective, there are quality management tools which are in the analytics space which are available. Right? Like IBM has a meta manager, IBM has a quality stage, right? Those tools which I worked personally on, that set of tool stack is also needed in the data management area in order to make the data better before it is being consumed, either by analytics or by AI or LLMs.
Right.
So you need that skill as well. Basically.
A lot of companies tell us, because we deal with almost 1,000+ companies who hire our trained talent. Those companies sometimes tell us, in data analytics, normally when fresh graduates pick up data analytics skills and join companies, they've been so far trained on clean data. Right? And now when they come into a regular enterprise environment, the data is very messy. Right? And they find it difficult to cope with unstructured data, messy data, missing data, outliers. Right? How should these people get trained so that they're more comfortable in the enterprise environment?
So actually, data quality management has some roles, right? The roles like data steward, data quality manager. At the same time, a data quality developer, I will say, or cleanser, right? So data standardization. So these are the roles that we need to have the trainings on. How do we do the data quality management? Because the data steward, what he will do, right? He has to contact with all the product owners, identify which data is the right data, which data is getting overlap. For example, take a product XYZ in country A, that product is not having the same meaning in country B, right? If it is a multi-tenant company that we are trying to talk about here, so in that case, you need a data steward to identify what are these different, what is this particular data item meaning across different parts of the enterprise, right? So that is something, the skill which is needed for a data steward, which is more of a product manager kind of role. At the same time, data steward principles, what he has to do, what he should actually identify in a data from quality perspective, and how does he address. So some trainings are needed on that part as well. And naturally, for data cleansing and standardization, what are the different tools available? How do we do that? That also needs to
So
be
it's still is a lot of
It's
messy data, and we still require those roles.
Yes. As the data is growing, yes, there are chances of, because data is getting not generated by an AI engine. Right?
Correct.
It's generated by the processes.
Business,
It is generated by the internet.
Correct.
And you imagine an internet data which is uncontrolled data. So if you are trying to use that data for your purpose, then you need to have a filtered properly, managed properly, standardized and cleansed data to be available. At the same time, let's take an example that if I have social media data, I am trying to capture the social sentiments, right? If I want to capture social sentiment, I am a telco operator, for example, or a manufacturing company. In manufacturing or telco, I have a customer identified by a customer ID, right? In telco, if you talk about customer ID, is nothing but a mobile number. How would I link this mobile number to the customer's social ID on social media? So there is a need to have data mapping also,
Okay.
and fuzzy logic implementation in that area in order to identify whether this is the right person I'm trying to match here. So you need to have data mapping, at the same time data cleansing also, because you need to understand that if whatever fuzzy logic has been implemented, is it pointing to the right person or right customer. Yes, there is with the data increase across globally via multiple channel, we need to have more focus on data quality management skills as well.
What you're saying is, yes, there's a lot of buzz about AI, generative AI, LLMs, etc.
Yeah.
Those are emerging jobs. But having said that, there are a lot of your traditional data analytics, data quality management jobs also that exist.
Exactly. I very well agree with that.
Excellent point. Now, maybe shifting back to your AI, LLM points, now that you're getting a lot of steady flow of orders from international clients, but there's also a lot of hue and cry about ensuring safeguards around AI adoption.
Yeah.
Right. What are the kind of guidelines that your clients are telling you on how to make AI more responsible?
Exactly. So as AI, and especially when generative AI came in, the control on the data privacy, data security was also needed. And from that perspective, the responsible AI the principles of responsible AI has been laid down by different governments. In Europe, European AI Act has been implemented. Every enterprise which goes for the new project implementation, which involves AI, okay, they need to follow the guidelines of EU AI Act, right? On the same line, Indian government has also, NASCOM has implemented the responsible AI principles that we see. So from responsible AI perspective, we need to be very careful when we are actually addressing the needs of the client, whether my tool, my product, or my solution is using external data or public data. Is my LLM trained on public data? Then how do I ensure that there will not be legal complications to this operator or enterprise for which I'm deploying it, right? So we need to convince to the securities team of the respective enterprise that how this will be useful and where how do we actually make it? What I will say, how do we use this LLM in your environment so that the external data will not impact the responsible AI principles, basically. So there are something like SLLM which have come in, where you can deploy the LLM into your premises. You tune those LLMs basis your data so that it is ensured that it is not biased by the external data, basically.
Got it. So, Mukund, to round up, right, about finally, it's a lot about careers, it's a lot about jobs,
Yeah.
right? People are seeing a lot of buzz around this. Can you tell us the broad breadth of jobs that exists in
Yeah.
data analytics area, data analytics, AI, ML, Gen AI area? What are the various sectors in which the jobs exist? Maybe if you could talk about that.
Sure. If you could just see the strength of data warehouse analytics teams, just take an example of an IT company. Earlier, the department was in the range of 10,000 if a company is of, let's say, 1 lakh people, right? So it is 10%. Now these departments are bulging, right? They are bulging. They are going up to 20%, 25% level
In these IT services
in the IT services company. It is because there is a need for these skills across different set of clients, right? And the clients could be anything across multiple domains.
sectors.
It could be a sector of manufacturing, it could be telecom, it could be banking, it could be GCCs which are deployed, which have recently started coming in India. It could be the governments, right? It could be insurance. So across all sectors, the use of AI and LLMs and generative AI has gone up, and that's where there is a need for these skills across all these different sectors, basically. You take an example of manufacturing. In manufacturing, which was originally only focused on data and operational data, which now need analytical data, and Industry 4.0 is making manufacturing to think about how do I enable my processes with AI, right? How do I do process automation using AI and IoT, right? So there also there is a need now. So it is the across different breadth of sectors we are finding a need for AI, generative AI, and also data and analytics, because the data has gone up. So you need the skills around data management as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Mukund, for this wonderful session. You've talked a lot about the breadth of the industry and the opportunities that it throws for aspirants who want to get into this industry. To summarize, I hope you guys found this session very useful. I found it very informative. According to what Mukund says, almost 400,000 people employed in this industry across. As he's saying, it's not 10% of the IT service industry, it's increasing to about 20-25%.
Yes.
Right? And the jobs are not only in IT services companies, they are in analytics services companies, GCCs, even the regular Indian banking, insurance, and government, where AI, data, LLMs are being used more extensively. But still, the traditional data analytics work still remains. And for people wanting to get into this industry, if you upskill yourselves on the right set of tools and technologies, the opportunities are limitless. See you again. Thank you.